Hello, this is Patrick Siemens, your coffee roasting realtor, Rosenord class of 1984, and you're watching R360 News.
Good morning to everyone watching the Art in RedHawk's Nation, and welcome to your latest installment of the R360 News. I'm your host, Brooke Laverne. Today is Tuesday, September 28th, and day 4 on the school calendar. In our lunch report, we have hot dogs on the menu for today. Meanwhile, tomorrow will be Subway Day. The JV boys volleyball team will have practice again tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. to 8:15. The senior choir will meet again today at 12:50 in the NPR. It is Truth and Reconciliation Week at Rosenort School and all across the country. How does a country work towards repairing 500 years of harm and injustice? Where do you start? Luckily, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission created the 94 calls to action. They are essentially a 94-step how-to guide to help Canada heal from the effects of racism in the residential school system. Our very own grade 8 students have taken a few of these calls to action and tried to explain them in simpler words. Let's check out the first one from Britt and Rebecca.
Call 81 says we call upon the federal government in collaboration with survivors and their organizations and other parties to the settlement agreement to commission and install a publicly accessible, highly visible residential schools national monument in the city of Ottawa to honor survivors and all the children who were lost to their families and communities.
In other words, we call on Canada to work with residential school survivors to make a residential schools monument to honor all the children who went to the residential schools and their families and communities.
When residential schools were still up and running, the teachers would abuse and hurt the children, and some children died at the school.
Call 81 requests that the Government of Canada build a statue in Ottawa to raise awareness of what happened and to recognize respect the survivors of the residential schools.
Answering this call to action would teach more people about residential schools and help recognize the victims and survivors.
Thank you, Britt and Rebecca. Tomorrow for Truth and Reconciliation Week will be Orange Shirt Day. Why do we wear orange shirts? This morning we will hear Phyllis Webstad describe the reason for Orange Shirt Day.
Hello everyone, my name is Phyllis Webstad. I am Shawetmch from the Strachamch, Kenno Creek, Chatlam, Dog Creek First Nation, which is about 1.5 hours southwest from Williams Lake, BC. I grew up with my granny on the Dog Creek Reserve until I was 10, then moved with my auntie after she finished university. When I had just turned 6, I was sent to the St. Joseph Indian Residential School near Williams Lake, a place we called the Mission. My granny bought me a shiny new orange shirt to go to school in. When I got there, I was stripped, my clothing taken away, including my new orange shirt, and I never saw it again. I was no longer excited to be going to school. I wanted to go home to Granny. I had to stay there for 300 sleeps. No matter how much all of us little kids cried, it didn't matter. No one listened to us. Our feelings didn't matter. We didn't matter. I am the 3rd generation that attended residential school. Both my grandmother and mother attended the mission for 10 years each. Today is a day to honor and remember residential school survivors and their families. Every child matters, even if you're an adult. We must also remember those children that never made it and are no longer with us. Today is a day for survivors to tell their stories and for us to listen with open hearts. I am humbled and honored that you are all taking part in Orange Shirt Day. When I was in school, I didn't know my own history, so I am overjoyed that you are taking part and learning the true history of Canada's First Peoples. Guksjem, thank you.
Remember to wear orange tomorrow, staff and students, in support of this story that Phyllis shared, and Truth and Reconciliation. And before we sign off the air for today, the R360 News team has a very happy birthday wish going out to Elizabeth Cornelson in grade 7. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Those are all your announcements for today. This is Brooke Laverne signing off. Have a great day at school, everyone.